Well, hello there. This is Live Long, Live Strong with Dr. Kalu. So we're focusing on eating alkaline. You need to eat alkaline. I'll just say that straight off the bat. Eating alkaline is better for your health. What is eating alkaline? Eating those foods that are on the pH scale of 5.5 to 8.5, you're eating above 7. Okay, you don't want to eat anything under 6. So there is like slightly alkaline, moderate alkaline, and then very alkaline. But now there's a catch there, so we're going to focus on that a little later because that is a whole biochemical subject, and you don't want to eat overly alkaline either because that is not healthy for your body because it slows down your processing and your fluids, where they move, and the resistance in your body. So that way it increases the resistance in your body, so in that way you're holding more toxins in. So even overly alkaline, overly acid, it's not good. You gotta meet in the middle. Okay, so that is a whole big thing. But the main things that keep your body alkaline is eating by these colors. I cannot stress that enough. So we're going to eat by color. Last video I started focusing on red, but now I'm just going to do all the colors and just finish it up, so that way you get the hang of eating by color. So in last video we talked about what reds can do. Reds are anti-inflammatory, good for DNA health, prostate health, vascular health. Now I just want to mention that all of your colors do the same thing. Okay, your colors are reds, your yellows, your oranges, your greens. And then your black, purple, and blues are all lumped together in one category, and your white, tans, and browns are all lumped together in one category. Okay, but your red colors, they're good for DNA, immune health, prostate health, and vascular health. Your orange colors are good for antimicrobial, reproductive system, aging, and skin health. Your yellows are good for your eyes, your cognitive health, and your skin health as well. And your greens are good for your liver, your hormones, your brain, and your heart. Your black, blue, and purples are good for your heart and your cognitive health. Your white, browns, and tans are also antimicrobial, but they're good for your gastrointestinal tract, your liver, your hormones, and your heart health. Now, those are the ones that's specific to those colors, but then they all have the properties of being anti-cancer, cell protective, and anti-inflammatory, and immune strengthening. So that's across the board with all the colors. And then, as I mentioned, each color has a specific work to do. We all have work to do. Nothing on this planet escapes working. Like as we breathe, we give off carbon dioxide. The trees, they take that carbon dioxide, processed, and it through their cells, and then photosynthesis, and then they give off oxygen. So the trees have a job to do to serve us, and then we have a job to do inadvertently to serve the trees, other than just chopping them down and making paper and burning wood. But they serve us, and we serve the trees as well. So there's a cycle that goes on in nature, and we are part of that cycle, not a destructive cycle, but a building cycle, and to keep things going. Okay? So let's look at things a lot differently, how we can serve, and how these plant life serves us. So we want to look at these colors. We're looking at these colors because we want to try to make sure we eat as alkaline as possible. Okay, alkaline is a really, really broad topic. It goes way to the left and way to the right, but we want to stay somewhere in the middle. Now, when you eat plant-based foods, some plant-based foods are more alkaline in nature, and some are more acid in nature. Even with that, like you have your tomatoes, they're more acid in nature. Now, like say you have your lemon, which is astringent, and your lime. So to the tongue, and your citrus fruit, they're more acid in nature to your tongue, but then as they process and break down, they break down to a mineral ash. So then once inside your gut and they're processing, going through the process of assimilation, digestion and assimilation, then they're more alkaline inside. Okay, so it's a really, really broad topic. So it's all too much to just give you in one video. So we have to break it down into bite-sized chunks. How do they say it? How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. Okay, so we're going to digest this whole topic of acid and alkalinity and what you need to eat and how you need to eat it one bite at a time. Okay, right. So now we talked about red, so I don't want to go back over red again. So let's, but I'm gonna finish up the rest of the colors in this teaching. So we on orange. Orange, like I said, is antibacterial. We're exposed all the time. It's in the atmosphere, okay? Everything you touch. So bacteria is all around, in your water. Brushing your teeth, there's bacteria coming out the tap water. So in your fruits and vegetables, that's why you have to wash them really well. You're always exposed. So, but eat your orange. Eat orange, okay? Go orange, go orange. You got to eat your orange to boost your antibacterial processing of your body and your reproductive system. Your aging. Who want to age all looking all crappy? You don't have to age looking bad now. You can age looking good, okay? And it's good for your skin health. So, and your oranges are your good source of your vitamin A's, your carotenes, okay, your carotenoids, your alpha, a beta, and your gamma carotenes, your bioflavonoids, okay, your curcuminoids, which is specific to your turmeric, okay. So those you do want to eat and make sure you get it in. What is orange? I know some people's perception of color is different. I have those arguments with people. We all have a different perception of red. Now with all this technology, there's blue red, pink red, orange red, purple red, red, true red, untrue red. Ugh, it's exhausting. But anyway, so you have persimmons. How many people eat persimmons? You look at it, or you walk right by it. But persimmons is orange. Oh, it has a wonderful flavor. It tastes like it's already spiced up and seasoned. Not hot spicy, but it just tastes like it already has cinnamon and nutmeg and mace and all of that stuff in it. Yeah, so you want to make sure you get your persimmons in fall fruit. Okay, then you have your orange bell peppers. How many people just stick to green? But you see them little colorful, expensive packs. Get the orange and eat those sometimes, okay? It's a little sweetness to it when you eat it raw. Then you have your apricots and your nectarines, your oranges. Then you have your papaya. The first time I tasted a papaya, but I learned to love it. So now, but the riper to me, the papaya, the better. So turmeric, you could make a golden milk with your turmeric. And that is made with coconut milk. You have to put a little black pepper in it so that you can absorb the curcuminoids. Okay, then you have your yellow sweet potatoes. Okay, you have your tangerines, your cantaloupe, your carrots. Those are orange. And I see they come in purple and all sorts of colors. So you want to do that in your mangoes. So there are these things that you can eat in your summer squashes. Okay, your orange squash. So you want to... When it looks orange, it's orange, okay? If it walk like a duck, it look like a duck, it's a duck, okay? So, if it look like it's orange, then it's orange, okay? Now you have your yellow colors. Your yellows are good for your eyes, good for your cognition, and you want to stay in your right mind. So you make sure you want to get your yellows in there, and it's good for your skin. Those are your luteins, your ruteins, your zeaxanthins, okay? So you want to make sure you get those particular carotenoids from your yellows. And you have your yellow apples, your golden delicious. You have your Asian pears that have like a yellowish color skin. And you have your bananas and your yellow bell peppers, your corn. Now corn can be a little tricky because it's GMO, so you want to make sure it's organic. Then you have your ginger root, which is yellow. Millet, most people overlook that yellow grain millet. It was a little ball looking thing, almost look like a quinoa, but not quite. Okay, so you do want to get that in. Your succotashes and your Yukon Gold potatoes. And if you do the pineapple, make sure there's yellow on the skin. It's a yellow pineapple, not all that green, okay? Plus, pineapple do not continue to ripen once you pick it green and you get it, it travels over here and everything. So you want to really, really be careful of that. Now we are on our green foods. Now greens, oh my gosh, the list of phytochemicals in the greens alone. Now you heard that saying, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. So the darker the green, the better it is for you, the more nutrients it would have, the more phytochemicals it would have, so the better it is for you. Now, so your green foods are cell protected. Well, they're all cell protected. Let me just remember to say that again. Then it's good for brain health, hormonal balance, your liver. Okay, especially those bitter greens. Those bitter greens are really good for your liver. Your liver is your chemical processing plant of your body. So you really, really need to eat those greens to keep that healthy. Your liver keeps your hormones balanced, okay? For women, we need to keep those hormones balanced so we don't be cranky. We want to pump out good, healthy, mentally strong kids without a lot of allergies and all that stuff. So you want to eat your greens. And for men, you have hormones too. One, namely, is testosterone, keeps you virile, so you want to keep busting them nuts, okay? So therefore, you want to eat your greens too. I know there's a lot of men who don't eat greens, but things are changing and men are starting to eat their greens now. You know, you have your catechins in it, your chlorophyll, folates, isoflavones, your phytosterols, your phenols, your celimarin, okay, which is particular to milk thistle, your tannins and your tyrosols. So where do you find this green? Well, we know where to find green. And green is green, whether it's olive green, hence olives, avocado green, hence avocados. Then you have your celery green, celery. Okay, and you have cabbage, your green cabbage. Then you have all your different greens, like your arugula, beet, chard, collard, kale, your different varieties of lettuce, mustard green, spinach, and turnip. Now, people always say don't get the iceberg lettuce because there's not much nutrients in it. But for me, sun is shining on it, it's growing in the ground, and it's got something. But no, lettuce, your iceberg lettuce, have a little bit of narcotic properties in it, and it has that good crunch. So I tell people, okay, it's not a bad food. So that's something you could snack on. Instead of snacking on chips to get that crunch, especially when you're tired at night and you just had a bad day, and you instead of going for the sauce, you know what I mean, go for the crunchy iceberg lettuce. You have a chip of those pieces, it gives you a nice crunch. Okay, so that's what iceberg lettuce would be good for. A little bit of chlorophyll because it has some of those green outer leaves and some green on it. So it's just a little bit, but there is some. Okay, and so it's good for something. So I would still do the iceberg lettuce. I won't neglect it, but I just won't make it the main lettuce I eat, because there's still the romaine, the butter lettuce, the red leaf lettuce, and all those other different types of lettuces. And okay, now there's the green bell peppers. You have your bitter melon. That is so bitter. But you can try your best to season it up to make it tasty. Then you have your artichoke, which is technically a flower, but it's green. Okay, and you have your green apples, your Granny Smith apples. You have bamboo sprouts and bean sprouts and all kind of other things, bok choy, and all those, limes and okra, and olives and pears and peas and zucchini. There's a lot of greens that you can eat. I'm sure you can find something of this list, from this list, to eat green, okay, to keep your liver healthy, to keep your hormones balanced. Okay, so let's move right along. Now let's go to your blue, black, and your purple. We don't want to do or become black and blue this way. We want to eat black. My teeth red? I got makeup all on my teeth, excuse me. Looking like, got makeup, sorry. I'm like, what in the world? So that's my lipstick, got all on my teeth. Anyway, so here we have our blue, black, and purple. And those are your phenols, your polyphenols, your anthocyanidins, your resveratrols, your procyanidins, and I will not mention the rest because I don't want to sound like I didn't study phonetics. And I'm big on pronunciation. So I'll leave the other ones alone. But those anthocyanidins, hydroxystilbenes, your procyanidins, you want those you get out of your blue, black, and purple, which are heart healthy and cognitive. Oh, that mind. Okay, so we need to keep that healthy as well. Okay, and so that's very important, I guess, especially for as you get older. And then the mind, I'll just do like that. So therefore, you want to focus on your blue, black, and purples. Now, the way you get your blue, black, and purples, eggplant. Love that eggplant. A lot of people don't know how to eat it or like the taste of it is spongy. You can press out the water by putting salt on it and pressing it between plates. I'll have to do some cooking videos to show you how to deal with eggplant. But there are some ways you can do eggplant dishes that are just phenomenal. It has just special kind of taste. And eggplant stew over rice is just the bomb. To me anyway. Okay, then you have your black mission figs. So you have your figs, you have your purple carrots and your purple cabbages. You have your berries, your blackberries, blueberries, boysenberries, and huckleberries. People from the country probably know more about huckleberries. And you have your Kalamata olives, which are your black olives. And you have your moon grapes and your dark purple grapes. You want to try to get it with the seeds because the other ones are hybrid. And then you have your raisins, which are dried up grapes, your prunes, which are dried up plums. So you have your plums as well, and you have your purple potatoes, and then you have your black and purple rice and wild rice. So you want to broaden out horizons, you know, get these other things in, and purple kale, and try to get those in. And I've seen blue potatoes, get the mixed, those fingerling potatoes. Try to get the mixed bag. So you get a different variety, a lot of varieties in that mixed bag. Okay, you want to keep it healthy. You want to keep your diet varied so you can get a range of nutrients, a range of nutrition, okay, a range of minerals, a range of phytochemicals in your diet to stay healthy. Those mono diets and that picky eating, oh, I can only eat that, oh, I only eat that. You don't want to do that. You're harming yourself by doing that. So broaden your horizons, okay? And let's keep it real. Real in eating broad, okay? Don't be so picky. I used to be a picky eater. It doesn't set you up very well to have good health. Trust that. Okay, so now your white, your browns, and your tans. Okay, not white from bleach, white from naturally white, like your coconut is naturally white. Okay, white like that. So you have your white, your browns, and your tans are antimicrobial, anti-cancer, good for your gastrointestinal health. Notice I didn't mention gastrointestinal health on all the others, but they do have some benefits gastrointestinally because of the fiber, but your white, your browns, and your tans most benefit your gastrointestinal health. Again, your liver health, which then benefits your hormonal health, and then your heart health. So in your white, your browns, and your tans, you have your allicin, your allyl sulfides, your cellulose fibers, you have your lignins, you have your sesamins, your tannins again, and your terpenoids and theobronines. So we want to eat those in. Where do you find those? Your apples, of course, again, applesauce. The interior of the apple, of course, is white. That's why apple's there. You have your beans. Most beans are brown, tan colors. Cauliflower, that's white, and you have your cocoa. So you want it dark chocolate. You have your coconut, which is white, coffee, which is dark, dates, which is brown, garlic, which is white, tan, ginger is like brown, tan on the outside, yellow on the inside. So that can come in two categories as well. Jicama, which is white on the inside, tan on the outside. Jicama is good eating raw. It has a nice crunch to it, and you just cut it up in your salads. And then you have your mushrooms, which are more tannish, white tannish mushrooms. Then you have some that are brown as well. Your nuts, like your almonds, cashews, pecans, walnuts, hazelnuts. A lot of your different nuts are tan, brownish. Onions, white, and they could go in a red category too. And then you have pears, green on the outside. So some you have your green pears, and you have your whites. So that's kind of two categories. Sauerkraut, well, that's a cabbage, okay, which is fermented. So the ferment is good for you as well. And then you have seeds, pumpkin seeds, green. That fits more in the green category. Sunflower seeds, more tannish. Shallots, more tannish, brownish, I guess. And then you have your teas. You have your. This here says black tea. I am not a fan of black tea. That nearly killed me one day. It sent me spinning. Like the room was really spinning. So I never recommend black tea to anybody. But then you have your white tea, and then you have your grains. You have your barley, your brown rice. So many varieties of brown rice. You don't have to get stuck on one. You have oats, which in the brown category. Quinoa, which is more tannish. Then you have spelt rye. And wheat, I don't recommend too much wheat anymore because it's been modified and scientifically altered, as well as your soy. So you really you don't want to set yourself up for digestive problems, gluten sensitivity, and all those things because of this food scientists messing with the food so that your bread rise evenly, and all these different things that are happening to the foods these days. Okay, so these are things that you could do. Now, don't neglect herbs. They come in different colors as well. And then your spices, like nutmeg is brown, cinnamon is more red. So you have, and then your paprikas, there's dried peppers, that's more in the red category. So you have those things there that you can do to benefit your health and make your food taste good. Okay, so that is it for today, for this lesson on eating your colors and keeping it alkaline. So eating more your green foods, meat eating will be more alkaline, and I'm going to go more into depth in another video on alkalinity because that's a broad subject and that will take a lot more time. Okay?